People and Passion at Konica Minolta, the podcast where we meet the people behind our innovation and explore the passion that drives what we do every day. I'm your host and moderator, 𝗡𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Attari, who will share her personal journey at Konica Minolta and also tell us a little bit what fuels her passion in her role every day. So first of all, welcome, Nazia, that you're here and joining us today. Can you please present yourself to our audience?
Sure. Hi, 𝗴𝘂𝗲. Firstly, thank you for having me here. I'm Nazia Attari, a senior data scientist within European IT. I'm based here at our headquarters in Langenhagen. And I have 2 kids, 6 years, and a smaller one who's going to turn 2 soon. So really, really small. But it's nice to juggle work and kids together. It's different challenges, but it's nice to handle both these things together. And my main responsibilities here, it revolves around understanding data. So it could be finding patterns inside data, identifying data quality issues, and the overarching goal here is to explore use cases in AI where we can create value. And this brings me always, or it revolves around the bigger questions that if AI can help us answer business questions or specific business problems, but then comes the next one, do we have the data for it? In many scenarios, we do, because we have access to enormous amount of data. Which brings to the most crucial part, that whether the data is ready. And this is one of the biggest challenges which we see in our daily lives. So we have enormous amount of data available to us, but is it in the form, because we always talk about AI, co-pilots, increasingly about agents, but everything that revolves around it, the heart of it is the data. So it is very important to understand the data, identifying if there are issues with it, if we can do anything to solve those issues. Because we as data scientists always say that garbage in, garbage out, which means that even if you use the most advanced AI models, if the data is not ready, you won't be able to harness meaningful information out of it. And I believe in that if you have a better data understanding, that leads to better decisions. And if you have a better decisions, you gain more confidence in basically building what you are building. So what you have built, you gain confidence in it.
I understand, I think, in parts, because it's a very dedicated topic that you're working on, and a lot of it you covered already. Maybe we can go back to because you kind of tackle it, but not directly. You were talking a lot about data and how to explore it, etc. Is that correct then, that this is also what drives your passion on a daily basis, to find that pattern, to find that connection, or is that how I understood it correctly?
Yes. Yes. I think data understanding and exploring patterns inside it remains at the core of what I do. So I really enjoy it, and in this process I learn a lot from different data teams, because we have in Konica Minolta a lot of different domains, and there is a lot of data, enormous amount of data that is lying around. And for me, it's also a bit of a special role, because I do not work in a single domain. I work across teams, and this way I get an opportunity to learn a lot from people with different expertise, domain expertise. And also this gives me an opportunity to share. So I think there is a lot of learning. I learn also tremendous amount of from our data engineers, because they are doing a lot of engineering data and a lot of hidden work to make the central data platform that we are using for our businesses, to make the data available and usable. And that brings me or creates a lot of appreciation for me, for them, that they're doing all these groundwork for making the data available.
Yeah, so I think you, without knowing, you basically already touched also the first real question after the introduction that you have, where we normally ask what drives you every day. We talked about that already. What makes your work truly meaningful to you? So it's not just, if I understood you correctly, it's not just looking at data all day long. You also have a lot of collaboration with other teams. You depend on their previous analysis and outcomes. Yes. and findings.
Yes, definitely. So it's about that, how they are, because it's one thing is that you want to use AI for a business problem, but as a data advocate and a data enthusiast, I would not promote AI as like a magic wand. It is a very useful tool. We could use it. We are already using it in our, I think within every teams, we are using AI for generating content, and we already see value out of it. But then there is also a reality to it, which is there is an anxiety about it, because it's so much overwhelming when it comes you use AI. It creates this AI slop that we are always hearing all the time. And it is always important to find a balance there, that it's like filtering the noise and identifying what is important and where or what type of data you could use to create value. And this is where I feel like I find meaningful in my day-to-day work, because I try to always reflect on or try to support teams to identify where AI could be useful and where sometimes a very simple solution can be just fine. So we do not have to create a complex solution just because we want to use AI. So,
yeah. And how do you ensure, I wonder, like if you dive down into a topic, specifically probably data pool, whatever kind of data that might be, plus, like you said, the opportunities of AI, how to analyze, pre-analyze, use, whatever, that kind of data. How do you understand what is important and what is not? Because especially nowadays, with everything that people talk about AI, it's such a hype about it.
Yes.
And you need to distinguish, like you said, the noise from the actual jewels that you might have found, the truffles that you might have found. So how do you do this? How do you distinguish that?
So there are specific tools in data science where we need to actually use them to harness the meaningful results out of it, which can tell you a lot about your data. Because I do not want to get into a lot of technical details where I can go and then it will be never ending. Yes. But yeah, there are these techniques which statistical measures, for example, one can use to see what data is useful and what might not bring a lot of value. Because the way we record information is also very different. We are working across Europe, so we have a lot of national operating companies. They are recording information differently. This is also one of the crucial point which in a way also creates challenge, because the same information, for example, is recorded differently. So it is the same information. For example, if I say a name of a company, because we are like kind of typing it, sometimes we miss some parts of it. So sometimes we write GmbH, sometimes we miss it. But it's the same time, it's the same entity. And when we talk about AI, these models see this differently. If you're just missing a word out of it, it treats them two different words. But for us, it's not. And that's the thing with the AI. We try to identify these kinds of patterns so that whenever we are using a solution, an AI solution, we try to interpret that. If we can interpret that, we can trust them. It's like an analogy I could give, like it just appeared in my mind, that of a human brain. No one has ever designed a human brain. And no one will ever get to know all the details of a human brain, how we function. Even if we talk about neuroscience, biologists, what they try to do is they do reverse engineering so that they could find out details and interpret that, okay, how our mind is working. But if we look of evolution, we have evolved from thousands of years, like Stone Age, Industrial Revolution, and now it's AI revolution. So we are evolving, and it's like instead of having this anxiety around AI, I would say take this perspective of enjoying the ride around it, because AI is going to here. It is here to stay. It will be here to. We have to find out useful ways to use it and identify where we can find a balance.
Yeah. So, I think the example you gave was just, for me, very helpful to understand. As much as AI makes mistakes, or as much as, I should say it like that, as much as humans make mistake, and you try to then how do you say, work around these mistakes. Someone forgot the GmbH or whatever type part in the name of a company, as much AI does too, and you need to make sure that you can come up with certain systems or logics to undo these mistakes, whether it's coming from humans or from AI, in the whole mass of data that
right.
is
so it's the data. I always say it's the data.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it always revolves around the data. So if we can understand our data better, it will bring more confidence in what we build. So that is about it, because what I've also learned is like developing these kinds of AI solutions, that's 20 to 30% part of the bigger game. It's like the major part of the thing revolves around data, like cleaning data, preparing to it. So this reminds me of this analogy also that Milan gave, like this iceberg analogy, that you just see the surface area, but it's a lot of things that's hidden inside. That's the dirty work, that's the hard work that we need to put in to get that meaningful result out of it.
And you need your brain and your experiences and your personal backgrounds to do all of that work, right? You cannot just come there blank paged and just do the work that you do. So what I'm trying to say is to bring the discussion from the data to the people more. So the collaboration and the spirit of collaboration that you see, and also that you do together with other data scientists and whoever else it is that you're working with. How would you describe that? Like, what connects you to these people that you're working with at Konica Minolta, if you're so much focused on data?
Right. So I think here there is a lot of collaboration going on, and for my role, there is this. I have to do these connections, to find this connection, because there is this data where business experts are using them, so they have the data expertise. Then comes the role that understanding this data, where I come in, so to identify problems, or if there are hidden patterns, where we can tell a story out of this data. So we always use this word of data driven all the time. So that data drivenness would come from understanding this data. And then we have our technical people who are building those solutions, our data engineers, our data analysts, who are making these solutions available. So I feel, I really find this very interesting, that the connections and the learning I get to have in different domains. So I have worked with people who are working on Navision data, because they have the expertise there. Then we have the data from the CRM data. So there are a lot of different data sources, and through these understanding of these data sources, I get the opportunity to also learn a lot from the domain expertise. And this you always need when you are building any AI solution, because as I said before, it is not just developing a machine learning or an AI model, but it's about understanding the data to answer the questions that our businesses have. And if we are solving these problems, and the other question that comes, which is an important part of it, is the evaluating. How do you evaluate those kinds of models? And here, wherever these discussions come, we talk about trust and safety, because this is also very important, that we are not sharing the data that we are not supposed to, because we have a lot of customer data and we need to make sure that we are protecting it, and all these governance around it. So it is like, I feel it's not just one domain that can lead to a successful result, but it's a collaboration of the domain expertise. We always need domain expertise because they know the data. They have years of knowledge building this data. And then we have this technical opportunities around that, how we can shape this data into a more meaningful result, and then build successful criteria around it and evaluations around it, so that we can trust them, make it more safe, and all the governance around it. So, which is again a very crucial part of it's just not used, because we also hear all these things from different advanced models from Anthropic and OpenAI and all such, and all the governance around it, which is again a very big crucial point here to keep in mind.
Yeah. Thanks for opening up this this field. This is probably new or used to many people, at least to me completely. If we look at your journey at Konica Minolta and your career, basically, also, how can you explain us a little bit how you have grown along the way? Have you been doing this ever since, or was there a development, and what happened?
I honestly feel that I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
Yes, because yes, I have from starting. So I have been with Konica Minolta for 3 years now. Already, and I come from a very technical background, so I have done more research work, and which is more I would say more towards developing models, exploring algorithms. And in Konica Minolta, I have learned that developing models is one part of the bigger game. So this is only 20 to 30% of the challenge that you solve, because you have already found a solution to the problem. But a much bigger part goes into finding the problem. How can we solve it with the data? How can we clean the data? Do we have the necessary techniques for it? And can we make it available for our business people to explore it? And this is what I have learned through my 3 years of experience here. And through this learning, I feel much more confident and much more open now to discuss challenges around the problems that we have, the business problems, and how I could help, or I could use my expertise and knowledge to translate these business problems into a technical solution. So this has been a learning journey for me. I would say that I have become more confident in talking about the business problems, and also there are a lot of complicated data. How can we build stories or make the data understandable to the business people? And as I see it, AI is also a field that is growing, and if I think of that, I see that there is a tremendous amount of opportunity to grow. And this gives me again an opportunity to learn from more different business domains, and creating more business solutions, or at least trying to translate those business problems into some technical solutions. I have also taken part in. So our people and culture team, they organize a lot of learning programs. I have participated in the past in 𝗔𝗶 program, for example, where I got to know a lot of people from different domains and really talented group of people, where I learned a lot apart from what I do.
Yeah.
So it was about sales, also marketing. So that was also a very, it's interesting to have those kinds of different perspectives around it and learn from them. And I also plan to also participate in this year's DIP program. So I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, that's what I say. That the journey is just getting started.
Yeah, that sounds good. And it's good to hear that besides, that is my summary at least, and you need to correct me if I'm wrong, but what I got as an impression is besides the sheer object of what you're doing on a daily basis, like looking into data, trying to find solutions to business challenges that we have related to data and all of these things. Besides that, which is clearly something that you as a person are driven by, to data, to find solutions to problems. You also have that other part that comes in where you learn from other people, like you did in the programs that you just mentioned.
Right.
So even there, although it is a relatively technical role, what I'm hearing still is that there's also the people that do make a difference, and you also realize that, of course, that you rely on certain other people that have done previous work along the chain and with the stuff that you're dealing with right now. So it's all it's a hand-in-hand thing, basically.
Yeah, of course. And I also feel like it's just not the technical collaboration, but we are working across Europe. So we have teams across Europe, and it's just not different learning, like technical learnings, but it's learning from different perspectives, different cultures. I have also in the past worked in different countries and worked with different people with different cultures, and that's why I truly enjoy working here, because I appreciate this culture of learning from different cultures, different perspectives even more.
Yeah. I totally understand. And thanks for all these insights, Nazia. It has been really interesting. I think I learned a tiny bit more about data and all the different stuff that is hidden behind, which we often probably don't appreciate. So it's basically also a thank you to you and all your colleagues out there who are doing all these pre-work for us. Thank you for being here and for sharing a bit of your very interesting daily work with us.
Of course, thank you for having such an engaging session. I truly enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it too.
Okay, have a great day, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, wish you a great day too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to People and Passion at Konica Minolta. If this episode inspired you, feel free to share it and discover soon more stories about the people and passion shaping Konica Minolta every day.
Konica Minolta.